doing other stuff, playing 2K or something, stuff like that. I've been out of it, I've been wanting to watch it. Yesterday I found myself looking up Ring of Honor because everybody's like, Ring of Honor's dead, Ring of Honor's dead.
Yeah.
What's going on with Ring of Honor? And I'm like, is Ring of Honor dead, or are fans turning away because they don't know who the people are yet, and they ain't giving them time to develop? Because you know how wrestling is. As soon as the big names leave, everybody leaves. Same thing with WWE. As soon as Rock and Austin left, everybody wanted to leave. Soon as Triple H kind of hung up the boots a little bit, everybody wanted to leave. So it's like that's the hard part. That's kind of the disconnect with wrestling sometimes, and a lot of us hardcore fans who just love to watch it, we tend to struggle because on one hand, yeah, we see that we see the talent, but a lot of times they ain't pushed how we expect them to be pushed. So it's crazy.
Nowhere near. But I was saying, man, he manages something now, right?
Yeah, I think with all the corona and whatnot, it's been shut their shows down for a little bit. But yeah, that's what he do. He do managing. I think his first match was a battle royal. I think he said. He had a match not too long ago, and he's managing, I think, a tag team right now, actually. So yeah, he's enjoying it. Yeah, he's enjoying it.
Now, did you have an issue with my top 10? Or
I didn't get to see. I jumped on too quick. I didn't even get to really finish it. I might need the list of your top 10. Actually, I think I need the list of your top 10 and your 11, because when I started watching, you said LeBron was 10, and I was like, oh, here we go now. Here we go. So you said LeBron was 10, so. And then you said he was born on 11, so I'm like, hold up now, who's 11 then? I got to know who 11 is. Who is
he was borderline with Bird.
With Bird.
Yeah.
You telling me Bird ain't top 10?
See, it's between those two that last 10 spot for me. LeBron get the nod because he way more athletic than Bird. But
Bird was like that though. Bird is probably I don't know. I think Bird. And this was before my time, but I wish I would have got to really watch him, in his prime like that. I know him more as a general manager and a coach more than anything now. But any highlights and games I watch of Bird, man, there was just something about him, man. He was this dude that looked like he shouldn't be able to play, and then he come out there and he did some things. You just be like, what in the world? Who is this dude, man? Like
exactly, yeah.
Larry, I like the Larry, man. He was one. I think he's one of the more underrated players. In the whole the all-time rankings. He don't always get the respect he deserves, I don't think.
No.
But he was talented, man. That dude, he was a beast. I love watching him play, and I love watching the crazy stuff he could do. Some of the passes he would make, some of the shots he would make. He had I don't know, he kind of makes me feel like LeBron in a way. LeBron is more athletic, but Barry's ability to pass mirrors LeBron a little bit. That ability to find people as big as he was.
Yeah,
it was almost before his time, because now every big man you see can move the ball around and bring the ball up, shoot. Ben Simmons is 6'7", playing point guard. Even and you got Magic too. When you go back a little bit farther, of course you got Magic. So. Those bigger guys.
He was like the first white person that I mimicked. You know what I'm saying? Like there was never no white person that in basketball that you'd be like, I'm him. You know what I'm saying? Larry Bird was the person you'd be like, anytime you around that 3-point line, you'd be like, I'm Bird. Right. You know what I'm saying? Off the break, he was burning up threes. Slam. I'm talking about it was like butter. You know what I'm saying? Like when it was in the when he had a 3-point contest joint, when he was just wetting them joints, Slim. Just before anybody was really shooting threes like that. He was torching those joints, My man, one of my best friends used to be in love with this clown right here. And I was Jordan. It was just me and him going back and forth with that joint all the time. He was in love with Bird. But Bird was nice, man. He was nice with the smooth jumper.
Yeah.
Trying to tell you.
Yeah.
That's why I say between in my 10th spot, I'm gonna give you my spot. I'm gonna give you my list first, and then you can take it from there. So we already know number one off the break.
Yeah, we already heard that one. You didn't let that one leak.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that's number one. Everybody know that right there. All right. Now, my number two is Shaquille O'Neal. Now, there's a lot of reasons why he number two to me. Now, by him being dominant and for his size, he can dribble. He can take it coast to coast, so he can get a rebound and take it all the way. And then and another thing, he impacts the game like Jordan do. Like, you got to change your game plan for Jordan. You had to change your game plan for Shaq. Like, you're going to be the fouling, whatever you're doing, you got to do something different, than what you usually do. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely my number two off the break. Then we got to go Wilt Chamberlain. Number three, everybody know. Mm-hmm. I don't really like putting people that's back in the time when he played up in the rankings, because some of the people like mailmen and cops and shit, they wasn't really, basketball wasn't really what they was milkmen and shit, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't really what they wanted to do. But you gotta give them credit for scoring 100 points, you know what I'm saying? That you still have to do that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's hard to give them a lot of credit when you're the biggest person on the court all the time, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, but he did it, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So he definitely goes up in that joint next to Shaq, behind Shaq. Then I gotta go with this was tough, but I had to go with Magic. Magic, my number four, because he all around, man. If everybody could just go back and watch Magic too, man, because he was all around vicious, Slim. Not the passer, just the passer, man. He could play ball, Slim. Then by him handling that joint by 6'9", and was just handling that joint like a god, man. That was unique to the point where people tried to mimic that after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Vicious. Before I go any further, you got something to say on any one of them?
Let's see. I think, and this is taking a lot of thought from me, because in a way, for me, it's hard to put Jordan as number one because I didn't get to watch him play. And I really take credence in being able to watch people play and put them at number one. But I think I still would have to put him at number one. Simply because you can't deny a 6-0 finals record, number one. You can't deny that. And number two, you really, some of the shortcomings and all of that, he still he just has something about him. And I think watching the Last Dance documentary helps a lot too, with being able to relive all of that. He just has something about him, If I feel like it's just one of those things, man. Like, I think you got to put him at number one. I just don't. It's hard to disagree. For me, now, because I don't make a lot of top 5 or top 10 lists, especially with basketball for some reason. I just don't do it. But now that I'm making one off the top of my head, for me, I don't know. I would almost lean towards Kobe being 1B. And the crazy part about that is,
back that up. What'd you say?
I would almost lean towards Kobe being 1B. Simply because, number one, I got to watch him play. I got to see his greatness firsthand. And I hated every second of it because my Sixers was terrible at that point. But and even then, back with in the Iverson days, it's still sometimes it was a struggle. But man, Kobe, just because I got to see him play, I got to see what he could do. I got to see him literally just kill people. And, I think Kobe was my MJ, when I was growing up. Because you got to remember, I was born in 95, so I was really young when Jordan was winning all his championships.
Exactly.
You know, I was either not born or really young when Jordan was winning all his championships. And I just don't. I never felt like highlights really do you justice. You know, as a player, if you didn't get to see it, it's kind of hard to be like, man, that dude, you know, he was like that. But it was just something about Jordan. And then Kobe just came in and carried himself in a similar way. You know, Kobe just came in, he carried himself in a similar way. And, you know, I disagree with, I would probably put LeBron at 3, oddly enough. I know he's all the way down there at 10 for you, but I would probably put LeBron at 3 and move Shaq down a little bit, simply because the finals record is important to me, but you got to remember who he had to take to the finals with him. That Matthew Dellavedova team and that team that he won the finals with was pretty weak, and Kyrie and Kevin Love, his two best players, was hurt. He gets a lot of criticism for developing the whole Big Three thing, but really he took that from the Boston Celtics when they brought in KG, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. When they brought in those three, he had to match that. And let's be honest, Cleveland won't build it around him. Unlike the Bulls in the 90s, we got a chance, and the thing is, the funny part is we got a chance to see Jordan struggle. We really did. And by struggle, he still was scoring. He still was scoring. He was a scoring champ. He was a beast. He still was like that. But we got a chance to see him struggle in the playoffs a little bit. And I think the biggest difference between LeBron and Jordan was the teams that was around him. LeBron took some horrible teams to the finals. Jordan, the franchise did a whole lot better by Jordan, I feel like.
Are you serious?
And I'm not, that's not me discrediting Jordan by any means. What I'm saying is the GM, Jerry, did a good job of bringing in good people to surround Jordan with. Who in the world did Cleveland like? Who did Cleveland put around LeBron? Zydrunas Ilgauskas? Like who did they put around this man? Like Mo Williams? Like who did? Like really? Let's be honest. Matthew Dellavedova? Okay, I get it. They put Kyrie around him. No, they didn't. Kyrie was already there. He went back with Kyrie. And to me, I just feel like
Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on. Okay. Well, I do give you credit to the point where most people your age will be like, they don't realize the fact that if you was to watch a whole game, you will get the real feeling of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Why people say he's the greatest ever. So I give you credit on the fact that you already acknowledge that you need to see in action games. You need to see that. Now that's different from other people that just never seen it before and never even try to see it. They see clips of him here and there flying around, and that don't tell the story. You know what I'm saying? Or the situation in the game situations. You know what I'm saying? But I give you credit on that. But the build around thing is the issue, right? Okay, let's start with LeBron. Now you say LeBron left and went to Miami because Boston was doing that, right? Or something. Okay.
Right. Now, Boston started the Big Three thing. LeBron said, "I got to do the same thing. It ain't a KD situation where you can't beat him, join him, but he's just taking the philosophy from him. Shoot, LeBron was still the guy even when he went to Miami, even with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was like that, but everybody knew that's LeBron. Dwayne Wade is the dude's a Hall of Famer. He's a beast, but everybody knew LeBron's the guy on this team.
That was a close call right there. I don't know.
It was close, but I mean, it was LeBron's league at this time. Still,
I don't understand. See, this how I get disconnected with people with this LeBron thing. It's like it's more feeling than fact with y'all with this, man. Because like what you just said is more of your feeling, right?
That LeBron was the best player on the team?
Nah, that it was his league at the time, right?
I would probably say it was, unless you still saying at the time it was still Kobe's league.
See what I mean? That's what I mean. It's like He's not better than Kobe. That's just easy.
I don't think so either.
Okay. All right. And Kobe mimicked Jordan. All right. So he's not better than Jordan. All right. So now we got two people better than LeBron. Easy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Kobe stayed with the Lakers his whole career for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was going to build with whatever they gave him. Right?
But did they give him something? That's my question. Did they give him something? They did.
Okay. I give you that. I'm gonna give you that right there.
They brought in even guys like Andrew Bynum in his prime, Pau Gasol, guys like that. They brought in these guys. LeBron was stuck with whatever. And let's be honest, it is Cleveland, and Cleveland really at times don't know what they're doing sports wise. There's times when Cleveland has no idea what they're doing. Their front offices are terrible. We've seen it with the Browns time and time again. So even then, they just continue to cycle, and that's what Cleveland has done. You know, even when they brought in Kyrie, when LeBron left that team, Kyrie was the number one pick. Kyrie is talented, but Kyrie is toxic.
Okay, hold on. When you say, or two things you said, he was the leader of the Miami Heat, right? That's what you said. Mm-hmm. You say he left the joint because Boston was doing that, right? Now, if your goal was to be better than MJ now, this guy right here, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If that's your goal, right? Mm-hmm. Why you move? Why you trying to run around places? Why you can't? You still in the NBA, so no matter what team you on, that's it. You just play with who you got. Take them to the. He did it that 1 year. I give you that. The year you just named. Uh-huh. He did it that 1 year, but Jordan did it 6 times like that. That's the difference. But look at those teams Jordan was playing with.
He took Horace Grant. We saying Horace Grant ain't good? Horace Grant?
Yeah.
What?
Average at best.
No.
He was an average power forward at best.
No, he wasn't. If it was the second best player in the league, he took Dennis Rodman, the greatest rebounder and defender we maybe ever seen. The way he go after the basketball, I mean, he crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, he crazy as he can be. But the man was crazy in the right places sometimes, especially on the court. And then you got guys like Tony Kukoc, who is always constantly overlooked. Tony Kukoc is constantly overlooked. Constantly overlooked. Steve Kerr constantly overlooked, dude. Steve Kerr is a great shooter, bro.
Stop for a minute. Stop. Steve Kerr and Tony Kukoc is your argument here? Really?
Yes.
All right. The first 3 teams that he took to the championship. You can't tell me anybody was good on those teams. Especially the first joint against the Lakers. I don't even think Pippen was an all-star yet.
But Pippen
never went to an all-star game.
But Pippen was still good, though. Pippen was just on his rise. Pippen was just on his rise at that point. Pippen was still good. They still drafted the boy high. He was Pippen.
He was drafted like 8th or something like that, yeah.
That's pretty high.
But Seattle drafted him.
It's pretty high, but like I said, I mean, like you said, it's kind of like pulling straws when you argue against Jordan. It really is, because he proved it when he got there. When he got there, he proved it. But I think, like I told you before, with LeBron, my biggest argument for LeBron, not to be number one, but to be high on the list, is, like you said, number one, we got to remember getting to the finals ain't easy. And let's be real, Jordan knows it better than anybody. He made it to 6, but other than that, he didn't make it. He didn't get anywhere near. So, and people use that against him, as they should in a way. The same thing with Magic. Magic struggled in the finals, but Magic bounced back, when he needed to too. For me, LeBron, he took over the league, right? He was supposed to. The dude is supposed to. He took over the league. He's still the best player in the league right now. You can. I mean, he's still the best.
All right. Hold on.
How old is he?
Hold on. When Kobe was there, Kobe was better than him. Right? When Kobe left, KD was better than him.
No, stop. Wait a minute. Stop.
Okay, hold on.
Stop.
It's an argument, though.
Stop
It's
right
an argument to be made about that.
Look, KD is good, but KD is not better than LeBron.
You're not better than LeBron.
And the reason that I say that is, if you gonna get mad at LeBron for going to a team and taking another guy with him, then you can't sit there and tell me KD is better than him when he went to the team that not only beat him, but the 70-win freaking Golden State Warriors, bro. Come on.
I never heard KD say he's better than Jordan.
That's just because people don't say it no more.
So
people don't claim it no more. Shoot, Kobe didn't even claim it.
See what I'm saying? I don't hear anybody saying KD better than Jordan, but there's a lot of people around saying LeBron better than Jordan. You see what I'm saying? He's not even better than the people in his time.
But look, and that's a good point you made. You actually made my point for me. That's a good point, because when KD went to Golden State, as soon as he started winning titles, oh wait a minute, KD is better than LeBron. KD is gonna pass LeBron. That's the first time you ever heard that. You didn't hear when he was on OKC. You heard that KD's a beast, bro, but he can't get over the hump, right? But as soon as he went, regardless of how he won it, he still won a title. You go into a different tier once you win a title. It's just a fact. You go into an entire different tier of all-time greats once you win a title, no matter how you won it. They could literally come out here and hand me a title, and they go, that's a joke. I'm just kidding. But for real though, like once you win a title, it's different. It's different. They changed the narrative for you. LeBron knew that. LeBron knew I can't be one of the all-time greats. I mean, technically you can. Charles Barkley, for example, I can't be one of the all-time greats without winning a title. It can't happen.
I got Barkley ahead of him.
but for real though, like I feel like LeBron realized that, number one, Cleveland won't. I mean, you're always technically building around LeBron, but Cleveland won't doing a good job of building anything. So
he didn't give him a chance to, though.
He did. He gave him 7 years.
They won a championship, right? He won a championship.
No, he didn't. No, they didn't win the championship.
He won the second time he came back, right?
The second time he came back.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, he won the second time he came back. He spent 7 years. 7
years. Man.
They didn't really surround him with anybody. And he just carried him by himself. I mean, he carried him to the playoffs, but that's the same thing Jordan did when he was by himself. Let's be honest. That's the same thing Jordan did when his first 4 or 5 years. He came in, took the whole league by storm, carried the Bulls to the playoffs, but did they go to the finals? They didn't.
Okay. But my argument for him being like, he's lucky at 10, because the impact, you know what I'm saying, that you have on the game, he don't really have that hands on the game like a Shaq. Like
what you mean? Nobody could.
You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that, because Shaq is one of a kind.
Okay. Same thing with Michael and Jordan.
Like you said, I agree. When Shaq comes in the game, you got to change your game plan. But when LeBron does, you're going to say, I'm not going to let LeBron beat you. He's one of those players. You're not going to let LeBron beat you. You're going to let somebody else beat you. In the same way that you would defend a Kobe, in the same way that you would try to defend these guys. But you can't defend these guys. LeBron is another one that you just cannot defend. He's indefensible. The only person that could defend him was Kawhi. That's it. That's the only person.
You think he's indefensible though?
He's indefensible, dude. Look at his size. Look at his athleticism, like you said. Look at his size. Look at his athleticism. You can't defend him. I mean, at this point, you can't. There's a lot of players in the league that are hard to defend, but you can slow them down. LeBron, you're not slowing down. And even now, even in his quote older years, you're not slowing him down. He's not slowing down. He should be, but he's not.
Okay, by your logic, he should be dominant. He never had 1 year where he dominated the league. He haven't had 1 year like that.
He had 8 straight.
What?
If he's into the finals, he's dominating the league.
You call that dominating the league? Going to the finals?
Yes. That's who's done it before? Who's done it before him? Who's went to 8 straight finals before him? Nobody.
8 straight finals.
Nobody. You gotta get there. You gotta be in the dance to win the dance.
How many joints that Buffalo Bills won?
The Buffalo Bills? I really don't know, to be honest.
Ooh, they went to 4 straight Super Bowls, dog. Don't nobody remember that.
But he won some in the process of going, though.
You can't even tell nobody they good.
If the Buffalo Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls and they won 2 in between, then of course you're gonna remember it. But they didn't do that.
Well, he went to how many now?
He went to 8 straight.
He only got 3.
But still, he won some in between. He played against the one of the best dynasties we've seen in Golden State. What? He played against a really good Spurs team that already had 2 titles to their name, I think.
Okay. Look, stop a minute.
That's 2 right there. That's 2 right there.
You just said it was a dynasty team.
Mm-hmm.
He beat them though, right?
He did. He beat them. Yeah, one of those years. Yeah.
Why is it a dynasty team and he not on it?
Because how
can that even be possible? How can Jordan be in the league where it's another dynasty team? Now you see what I'm saying? How that's gonna happen?
The reason you can say that is because go back and look at who was it? I can't even think of the team right now, right off the top of my head. But there was a team. Was it the Pistons? I think it might have been the Pistons. The Bad Boy Pistons, right? They won back-to-back titles.
Mm-hmm.
They won back-to-back titles. That could be considered a dynasty. Even then, you want to take it to a whole you want to take it to a whole another sport. A lot of people say that at the time when Tom Brady was winning 6 Super Bowls. Let me get that right. At the time when Tom Brady was winning 6 Super Bowls, he wasn't even the best quarterback in the league. So how does that work?
That's a little different because you.
So how does that work? Because Tom Brady is the dynasty, but it's Peyton Manning and it's Aaron Rodgers who putting up all the numbers. So who's better? Because technically they'll say, and I know we're getting off topic, but it's still greats against greats, right? Technically they'll say Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback we've ever seen. Peyton Manning's one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen.
Amen, yeah.
Tom Brady might not be the most talented, but wait a minute, he got the most Super Bowls. Is he the best?
No.
He is. He's by far.
As far as just raw talent, he's not.
Not raw talent. I'm talking about what he's done.
Okay.
Out of what he's done, he's by far the best.
No. Okay, he accomplished more. He's not the best quarterback ever. Joe Montana was a better quarterback. Dan Marino was a better quarterback. But a lot of who you are as a player and how good you are is what you accomplish. You think about it. We talk about it in everyday life. For you to be a success in life, you gotta accomplish something. If you just look the part and you act the part, but you never accomplish something, are you really successful at it? I see what you're saying.
There's got to be some sort of growth.
So you mean to tell me only 3 rings in 19 years is satisfied? That means he dominated the league that he was in. If we was to be 20 years from now, he's not playing. The kids. All right, my son 8, right? Uh-huh. He don't even talk about LeBron. All right, so he 8. So by the time he's 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
All you can do now is look back on LeBron's stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he not dominated anything. It's people winning championships on his watch, all over the place. Every year is another better player than him. That never happened with Jordan.
So Jordan went to 6 finals, right? but other teams won titles under his watch.
No.
Not while he was in it with them, but while he was in the league.
No. That ain't on his watch. Ask Patrick Ewing about titles and Barkley about titles. You know what I'm saying? Sean Kemp about titles. You know what I'm saying? Malone about titles. That's what I mean. Shutting out your peers. He don't do none of that. We got KD with titles. Who else? Everybody got titles. Kyrie. Everybody got titles in his era.
Kyrie got a title because of him.
No. Not Kyrie. Who's everybody got titles too.
You talking about Kawhi?
Kawhi. Titles on his watch. Why he supposed to be dominating, supposed to be the best ever. He getting dominated, young. When you look back on it, it's gonna be a bunch of fluff. Like
you can't do it by yourself though. You can't.
He never averaged 30 points. He never led the league in scoring.
He didn't have to lead the league in scoring because the reason he didn't have because it's not all about scoring.
Why not?
There's more to basketball than scoring. What about his assist numbers? We don't
can't
talk about
win
that.
Without scoring.
He makes other people better.
That don't win for you.
It does. It most certainly does.
You only got
three titles to show for it.
You only got 3 chips, and that was with Wade.
No, 2 of them was with Wade. One of them was with Cleveland.
2 of them was with Wade. I only give him 1 chip.
Wow.
I give him 1 chip to himself.
Well, how many you give KD then?
Oh no, he won. KD is not.
But I'm just asking. You said so. You said I'm just saying. You said that LeBron only gets 1 chip from you. So that means KD has none.
He earned that 1 chip.
That's what that means. That means KD has none. And let's be honest, that would honestly mean that Golden State probably doesn't have any because let's be honest, who is the best player on that team? Is it Steph or is it Clay?
You'll think it was Steph, right?
I definitely think it's Steph, but Clay is just as good.
Nah, he ain't got the handle. He don't have the same handle.
Clay, he plays a different position though, but he's just as good as Steph. He's just as good as Steph. He's proven it time and time again. He just ain't went on his own yet to show us. But still, LeBron had to take toxic Kyrie, who can't win without anybody. You want to talk about somebody who can't win?
Toxic.
You want to talk about somebody?
Toxic.
But Dennis Rodman, when he got on the court, was a different beast.
You had to get him on the court.
That's true, but I mean, but dude, you think about it. Dennis Rodman would go get drunk, come back in the next night, and have 20 rebounds.
Y'all forgetting that year he ain't played for a whole year. The Bulls brought him back. He wouldn't even be a Hall of Fame when he ain't played for the Bulls. Jordan went and got him. He was out for a year. Nobody would pick him up.
But he wouldn't. The reason he's a Hall of Famer is because he got championships. That's it. Because the league doesn't reward defense. The league doesn't reward rebounding either. Like you just said, you just said it for me. It's all about points. Supposedly, it's all about points. The league doesn't reward anything but points.
That's how you do it.
So that means James Harden is a Hall of Famer. Kyrie should be a Hall of Famer. That's what that means. That's what that means. You're rewarding points. Russell Westbrook should be a Hall of Famer if that's the case. Russell Westbrook should be a Hall of Fame.
If they keep doing what they're doing, they on pace to be Hall of Famers. Yeah, that's for sure.
But what if they don't win titles? Then they're not great.
They Hall of Famers though.
Supposedly, they're not great, but they're in the Hall of Fame.
I don't say that because you all into titles. Like ask Robert Ory or ask Steve Kerr got about 11, 12 of them joints. Come on, man. It really doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? It's when you lead that team to those titles, what I care about. And your man only led his team to 1. My man led his team.
No, he was the leader on all of those teams.
Man, you can't lead no team with Wade on it.
Wade is on it, Wade is on it, but that don't mean you don't lead it.
He was in his prime.
What do you mean? That's like saying that you can't lead a team with Tim Duncan on it, but Kawhi was one of the leaders on that team.
He wouldn't have won if Wade wasn't on the team. He wouldn't have won with just him and Bosh.
He would have had a far better chance than he did in Cleveland.
But he wouldn't have won with no Wade. It's no way.
I think it's possible. Now, don't get me wrong. It's hard because Wade is a great. Like Wade is a
I
great.
think he averaged what 30 points in the finals.
He just is, but that's because eyes were taken off of him. Eyes were taken off of Wade because of LeBron. Because of LeBron's ability to set you up.
You're not the only one to always do this with him, man. It's no excuse for that. It's like
okay.
He dominates.
So my question is this. Then why is Magic so special?
Magic Johnson?
Yeah, why is Magic so special?
Handle, defense.
Okay, that ain't points.
Huh?
That ain't points.
No, it ain't points.
You already said the only thing that matters is points. You said it yourself.
He influenced the game.
With what?
Your man don't influence no game.
With people want to Showtime. What do you mean?
Showtime, they run up and down the court behind the joint. Come on, man, behind it.
People are trying to come in like LeBron. Zion's size is because of LeBron. That's why people put so much merit into Zion, because he's big. LeBron is something we've never seen from a physical standpoint with his athleticism. That's why the Greek Freak is the size that he is, because of LeBron.
Okay. That's cool. LeBron is 6'9", 280.
Right.
And he still can't average 30 points. Michael Jordan averaged 37 points one season.
But you don't have to
imagine LeBron averaging that?
This is my question. Do you have to average 30 points if you also average 10 assists? Because if you average 10 assists, that means they're making the buckets that you set up for them, that you took the eyes off of them for. You set up the bucket for him in the corner, and so 10 assists attributes to at least 20 points. So that means it
don't work like that.
It does.
Everybody keep trying to do that. You ain't gonna do that.
That's so fact. 10 assists average out to 20 points.
Okay.
So that means how many points?
If I let you slide with that, then you gotta tell me the points that the player that he's playing against is scoring lights out. Now what? The points. Nobody's scoring on Jordan. Why he's scoring 50? Everybody's scoring on LeBron. Why he's not even scoring 30? He passing it around like you say. He's still getting scored on. What about those points?
But you can't say that because he passes the ball around doesn't necessarily mean that he's getting scored on. That don't mean that.
No, his man. He ain't never scrapped nobody up a day in his life. So his man is averaging like 20 points.
Who?
On the average night. So he's giving up 15, 20 points by whoever he's checking. Everybody ain't adding that in because he ain't got no defense. He ain't no all NBA defense player like Jordan. You see what I'm saying? You feel me now? Come on, dog.
I disagree.
Then you see what I'm saying? Man, you got his man all over the place. He passing, not scoring. He's not dominating the game.
I'm just
dominating the game is I'm gonna score 60 and you're not gonna score.
No, that's not dominating the game. Dominating the game is accounting for 60. I can give him 60. I can score 30. No, not give him 60. Sorry.
I know what you're saying.
I can give him 20. I can give them 20. I can get 30 myself. I go get 10 rebounds.
But that's a losing strategy. You 6'9", 280. Jordan was only 6'5", 190 at best.
What team has won with only scoring?
And you could not stop him.
What team has only won with just scoring? No assist, no ball movement. Shoot, the freaking Golden State Warriors made a name off of it. The Bulls. They made a name off of it. Did they win though?
Jordan averaged 13 points.
But you also got the rebounding ability of Rodman. You also got
forget that. No. We ain't gonna talk about Rob. We talking about Jordan right there. He gonna get you 50, 60 points and gonna shut your man down. And look, he gonna get you rebounds too. That's what I mean about all around just too vicious to be even talked about. Then he scored 68 points one time and had 18 rebounds. You see what I'm saying? That's taking over the game, dominating. LeBron ain't dominated one game since he's been in the league.
But I'm trying to figure out, and that's not true because he's had 40-point games, but he don't need to have 40 points. If you, why am I gonna go shoot 40% because I want to take every shot when I got a man wide open down here? I can hit because I got the vision for it.
Because let me tell you why.
Even Michael had to pass the ball. He hit Steve Kerr to win a freaking game.
Everybody keep pointing that out. But I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why you scoring is a better option. Because you're going to get fouled. Michael Jordan was 87% from the free throw line, dog. You feel me? That changes the game. Now, they can't foul you no more. They in the penalty. All that passing around don't get nobody in the penalty. But no. That's a big part of the game. If LeBron averages 30 points, think about it for a minute.
Wow, that's what you're trying to tell me right now.
I want you to imagine LeBron averaging 30 points and whatever he averages rebounds and all that right now, but average 30 points. You know how many titles he have right now? That's what I mean. The passing ain't gonna get you titles. Because when you take it to the basket, you get fouled, man. He's scared to go to the line. That changes the game. Jordan going down your throat. You're gonna foul him. He going to the line, he's gonna hit that bucket. You see what I'm saying? Change the game.
I don't know. The bad boy Pistons put a whooping on him that time.
Yeah.
The bad boy, they really did. And I don't know. I think some other teams maybe should have took some notes from them and maybe just hit him every time because
that was the Jordan rules.
I mean,
the Jordan rules.
Yeah,
that's what that was called. But now I stopped at what was that 6? Well, Hakeem.
You was
not that Magic.
Yeah, you was at Magic.
Now Hakeem, the Dream, Olajuwon. It's my next player. Vicious. Now that fadeaway, nasty. The only thing I didn't like about him was he wasn't really aggressive on the defensive end. He'll get some blocks here and there, but he wasn't like an Oakley or something like that down in that where he could have been more aggressive. But other than that, vicious. Vicious. He in my top 10 off the break. Then, unless you got something to say about that.
Okay, I don't have a comment on that one.
Then after him, I got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. After him. Now, so far, what you about to say?
I can respect that. I think I might will swap them. But
I thought about that, but I just left it because it doesn't matter. It's the same. Yeah. But the only reason I put him ahead because, in a way, you're right. Because now he got. It's good right there. Now, Kobe next. Kobe Bean Bryant. After Abdul-Jabbar.
That's too low, bro. That's too low.
In 8th. Kobe Bean Bryant is 8th.
What did I missed one there, but that's low.
Oh, okay, he's 7th.
7. That's low. That's low for Kobe.
7 all time for me. It was close, but yeah.
That's low for Kobe because Kobe really did dominate the league. You really want to talk about somebody who dominated the league? Kobe really did dominate the league.
He ain't dominate the league.
What do you mean he ain't dominate the league?
Because somebody named Shaq was playing when he was playing.
I mean,
somebody named Duncan. Tim Duncan was playing while he was playing.
But wait a minute. When they shipped off Shaq, Kobe still went out there and won titles.
He did, but you say he dominated the league. Shaq was in that league. He ain't dominating no Shaq league that Shaq was in.
How many titles did Shaq win on Kobe's watch though?
that don't have nothing to do with it.
Wait a minute, hold up now. It don't have nothing to do with it now.
Hey, don't forget. I think he went to Miami and won a title, I think. Don't forget about that.
With D Wade. So who carried that
And
team?
he
Who carried
called
that
that
team,
too.
man? Who
He
carried
called that too. See, I'm about to bring you a championship and won it.
Did he
That's
bring it or did D? I think that just gave D Wade that little extra push he needed. Because if you're gonna tell me that D Wade was the leader on LeBron's team,
oh yeah,
that's how I'm gonna put it on LeBron's team.
yeah.
Then I mean, I think D Wade was definitely the leader when Shaq played with him.
I'll give you that because Shaq a little older. But the fact he on the court, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's just vicious, man. I think he played with LeBron too, didn't he?
He did, but he was way out. I mean, not out of his prime. I don't know if there's a really out of your prime for a guy as big as Shaq, but he was older. It was. I mean, it was like this was like his last year, I think, when he played with LeBron. Same thing when D Wade came back with LeBron. It was kind of it was too late. It was too late in the game for both of them.
Yeah. Then I got this one. We're gonna get tricky.
Uh-oh.
Charles Barkley.
Terrible. The fact that you got Charles Barkley over Larry Bird is just
got to. Oh yeah, he's better than Larry Bird now.
He's not, man.
What?
He's not. He's not, man. Like you want to talk about somebody that transcended the game. You said it earlier. The dude, he the only white dude that you patted yourself behind. So you can't say to anybody else that you was like, you know what, I want to be like him. No, that would Larry, like you ain't patting yourself behind Charles. Or did you might have did. You might have did. I don't know. You might have did.
I don't know. Barkley,
he was reckless though. He was reckless. While Jordan was out playing baseball, Charles should have been getting his titles. He messed himself up right there.
Now, one thing about Barkley, he'll grab a rebound and go coast to coast on you, yeah. Before everybody was doing that shit, and dunk it in your mouth. Vicious. You said it before. See, Bird can do all that, and he pop. Barkley hit a three here and there, every once in a while.
I don't know. I don't know, Larry didn't have to do all that. You know, Larry didn't have to do all that. You know, he used his skill set. You know, not everybody's skill set is being able to take it coast to coast, but he was still putting up numbers and winning championships. So I just put Larry over Charles just in that regard. Just in that regard.
I give you that. But then I got it's gonna get a little tricky. This is why I had it where it's between Dominique Wilkins, Larry Bird, and that ninth spot. I gotta go Dominique. That's why I said that last spot I gave to LeBron over Bird was a little close.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this bounce right here, boy. Look at the pass, though. Come on, man. Look at it. Look out. And I'm going to dunk. Bird ain't gonna never in his dreams do this stuff. What are you talking about? Coast to coast. Barkley was a beast, man. Coast to coast. I used to love seeing him.
Let's be real, though. You go to some of Bird's highlights and you'll be like, Barkley could never. So they both got their own little things that they could do that was special about them, you know. Because I think you go to Larry's highlights and probably be like, man, I don't know if Barkley could have pulled that off, you know. Because
I don't know. Physically, it ain't a whole lot he can do that Barkley ain't gonna do now. Come on, standing there and shoot at three. That's about it. But you just looked at a lot of stuff that Bird ain't gonna be, unless he in his dreams doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Then Barkley, yeah. It was close between him and Dominique, man, but I just gotta go Dominique next. I got to. Then LeBron.
Hmm. Hmm. You
Now,
got me thinking. You got me thinking. Yeah, you got me thinking. Um, I wanted to see something.
now Bird, I got in 11 spots because it was close for me, but here in 11.
Tim Duncan don't deserve any spot on this list.
Not the top 10, nah. There's only 10. This is top 10.
I
Yeah.
but I mean,
Think about my list for a minute.
but Timmy has some championships too now. Timmy beat some tough teams. Tim Duncan beat some tough teams now.
I never seen Tim Duncan.
They was tough.
He never imposed his will on no team. He's part of the flow a lot. Like, you don't go into the game saying, damn, how do we game plan for Duncan? You just didn't never do that.
No, they did that all the time. That was confident.
You just check him. You just do normal.
I mean, but you could check him, but could you stop him? No. You can't stop Tim Duncan.
I don't know about that.
You can't stop Tim Duncan.
Somebody you couldn't stop.
You know, in a way, it's kind of like, you know, and I don't think I would put him in. I wouldn't put him. I definitely wouldn't put him in a top 10 spot. But I would, if we talking top 10 most transcendent players, he would probably be in a top 10 spot with Dirk Nowitzki because you can't defend him. You can't defend that one-legged jumper from a guy that big, and he transcended the league because everybody wants to be a stretch big now. You know,
Tim Duncan?
No, Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay,
Dirk Nowitzki. I wouldn't put him in the top 10 of all time, but I would definitely, as far as transcendent players, you know, he would be up there. He would be up there definitely.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki.
For real?
Dirk, in terms of he made his mark on the game, and the reason I say that, it to some people who only saw him win that one championship, it sounds crazy, but everybody wants to do what Dirk used to do. KD is built like Dirk. Let's think about it. Some of these bigger shooters are built like Dirk. Even Luka plays a lot like Dirk. Kristaps Porzingis plays a lot like Dirk. Every big plays a lot more like Dirk now than they do Hakeem and Shaq and those guys. Everybody's a stretch big now, but where did that start? Really, that started with Dirk.
Maybe.
And he didn't have to be physical. Because there was no need. He could just step back and hit that jumper on you. You couldn't defend it. He stick that one leg out, you can't get to him. He's too tall. Dude's 7 foot. You know what I mean? Dude's 7 foot and can shoot like that. Like, what do you do?
I used to see people like that. To me, is like I was saying about LeBron. Like, to me, if you scoring 20, but the person you check is scoring 20, it's like I can't glorify what you just did because quietly your man just did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He supposed to be checking this shit, you know? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Just like you said something about the assists, but the problem with LeBron is just the points for me. That's the only thing about him, which means it loses his aggressiveness. So
I mean, I can agree with you on that in a way because I watch LeBron, and especially because I'm a pretty big LeBron fan. I steer away more from the hate, and I more so appreciate the greatness of him. Plus, you know, as a Sixers fan for a while, I really ain't had nobody to really cheer for like that. So I kind of lean myself towards LeBron, and you know, with LeBron, I've had some problems where it just felt like because he was so big and all he had to do was get his butt in the paint and go score, it was so easy that you wondered why he didn't do it. And I think a little bit of it is the way he plays, you know, and we talked about this, you know, right here on this show. A little bit of it is just the way his makeup as a player, you know. That's why I think at times it's hard to compare him to Jordan because Jordan was this score first. I'm gonna take you by your throat and you gone. LeBron is more when you need me, I can score for you. But also, I got other people around me, not all the time, but I hope to have other people around me to dish it to if need be. I can go get the rebound if I need to. I can chase you down if I need to on the defensive end. So I think that's kind of one of the things too, because I've had that issue with LeBron at times where it was like, why don't you just get your butt in the paint and take over? You're too big for this. Like, why are you standing outside? Why are you standing outside?
When he first came out the high school, I watched all his high school games just real early. I used to be on him, yo. It's like his first 4 or 5 seasons, he was my man. I had his jersey and shit, his high school jersey, all that shit. It was just like I watched every game like I did Jordan. To me, he was gonna be my next Jordan because Jordan was about to retire and shit. So this was my man right here. So I'm watching all his games and shit, and I'm being disappointed like in certain games. Like, okay, maybe because he's young, you know what I'm saying? He get that, you know what I'm saying? So as time was going on, I think it was like 6, 7 seasons. I'm still looking at shit like, nah, he's just not gonna be better than Jordan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's just not gonna be better than him.
I think too, one of the biggest differences that I see, and I see it now, now that we discuss it, is guys like Kobe, guys like Kawhi, they patted themselves behind Mike. They patted him. Even Mike has somebody he patted himself behind, and you can say that about LeBron too. I'm sure he did, but LeBron almost comes off like he didn't try to pattern himself behind anybody, even though Mike was the GOAT, and still is.
Yeah.
I think when you watch LeBron, you don't look at LeBron and be like, he looks a lot like insert player here. He looks a lot like you can. I think he meshed a lot of styles, which I think is different, from him. I don't know who he really looked up to. I know he looked up to Mike. That's obvious, and I think too he looked up to Kobe, but I don't think he really was either one of those two players in the way he plays. I think he's more of just his own, like he's just LeBron. It's hard to pinpoint like, okay, LeBron is just like Jordan. LeBron is just like Kobe. LeBron, it's hard to pinpoint because he comes off like just a different type of player. He was just different than both of those guys. He approached the game differently than both of those guys. His killer instinct was different than I think both of those guys. Because I think a lot of people say LeBron doesn't have a killer instinct, but I think that's false because LeBron's killer instinct is different than Mike's was. It's different than. It's not always I got to hit the game winner. It might be I can't shoot a 3, but if I need to hit a 3 if I need somebody to hit a 3 as a game winner, I'm gonna bring the defense to me, and then I am gonna hit Kyrie. I am gonna kick it out to Ray Allen because in that particular part of the game, they've mastered that. I feel like LeBron is he's just a different player, and I think that's why people have a hard time. As great as he is, they have a hard time comparing him to some of these other greats because he's not like any of them. Kobe looks a lot like Jordan. His turnaround jumper looks just like Jordan. Kawhi, they got videos showing them side by side doing the same moves, him and Jordan.
Yeah.
LeBron, I've never and I haven't searched it either. A lot of this stuff was just luck of me finding it. I haven't searched it either, but LeBron just doesn't play like anybody else. He's just LeBron. He's just LeBron. He just has his own little thing, and I think that comes down, that comes back to his little killer instinct thing too, and his ability to want to take game winners / want to pass the game winner away. People hate on him for that, but why should I be the one to take the 3-point shot? When three-point shooting ain't my best strong suit. I can take it and miss it 10 times, but if Ray Allen gonna make it 9 times out of 10, I better give him the pass. And I'll probably feel the same way. If I was a player, and because LeBron, he's not the greatest 3-point shooter. He's better now, but especially when he was younger, he was not the greatest 3-point shooter. So LeBron would try to find somebody that could hit that 3-point shot when he needed that 3-point shot because he knew I'm probably not gonna hit this. I mean, I might. I mean, he's hit game winners, of course. You know, he's hit game winners, you know, of course. But I think there's time. I think LeBron just thinks differently than Jordan. Jordan's like, in a way, if we go down, it's gonna be because of me, right? I'm gonna take all the smoke that goes with it. LeBron is gonna make the decision differently. That doesn't necessarily mean that he don't want the criticism that comes with it. Because shit, he's probably one of the most criticized players we've seen in NBA history. But still, he's gonna make the right move, whatever that is. If that's for him to take the shot, he's gonna take the shot. But if somebody's sitting there wide open in the corner because they want to triple team him, if he got time to find them, he gonna find them.
Okay, that's what turned me off years ago from him, because it was certain times in the game where it was like, it's you know, you just got to go do you know what I'm saying? And he didn't, you know what I'm saying? It crushed you every time he do it. It crushed me every time. To the end, I was just like, he's just gonna be good, but just not Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Because I was looking forward to him being better than Jordan, you know what I'm saying? And once you see him miss these key times to be vicious, you know what I'm saying, where he's 6'9", 280, and that's it. Just give me the ball type shit. Like, he don't do that. So that turns me off to the Jordan thing. You know what I'm saying? I compare him more to Magic, because Magic was more like that. You know what I'm saying? More of a, I'll pass it around and I score when I can, average 20-something points type person. You know what I'm saying? More, I want to see you dunk it more. Jordan then was just like, we got to win this game, and y'all ain't going to make it. I know I'm going to make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm shooting. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. So I ain't got time to be saying if you going to make it or not. That's his thing was. Shit like, fuck. I know if I dunk this bitch, it's going in. All that waiting to see if you hit that jump is the wrong thing. I ain't trying to do that. You know what I'm saying, though? By that time, he flying. But yeah, we need to get up, though, and get to do some of this music joint, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I mean, some of the wrestling thing.
Definitely, yeah. I'm working on. It's always in my mind. I just have to execute it. You know, I'm thinking about doing some things. We've been. I know coming up sometime soon. We're gonna talk about the Undertaker documentary because that just came out. And we was actually talking. You know, we hope that, like, even with The Last Dance, that they do more documentaries like that. You know, and because one of the things that have really been thinking about is, you know, I'm sure, and they might have already been working on it, but I'm sure people, you know, producers and stuff like that have been like, dang, I wish we would have done a Kobe documentary, because now you can't get that same feel that we've got from The Last Dance, you know, from Kobe.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that, you know, people are like, you know, man, like, we gotta, you know, this is something we gotta jump on. You know, this is something, you know, this is, you know, still, you know, we talk about it a lot before. You know, it's always up for debate and always up for discussion. But still, you know, you still, you know, should respect the greatness that you're seeing, because, you know, it ain't gonna always be there. You know, they ain't gonna always be a LeBron. They ain't gonna always be a Kobe. They ain't gonna always be a MJ. And they ain't gonna always be players that, you know, that mimic them and look just like them either. You know,
yeah.
So, you know, like you said, man, you know, it's just, you know, I really hope they are working on a Kobe documentary, because I would like, I know he's got one or two out, I think, already. But like I like these, and it's hard because, you know, the Last Dance documentary is a little bit different, a little bit special to Jordan, obviously. But two, you know, I think a lot of great players deserve documentaries like this. You know, that exclusive kind of look that you don't always get. I feel like so.
Yeah, I think it was to get like a documentary of Dominique Wilkins and Barkley, people that ain't get titles, and you get to see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and two, you know, documentaries, even more so than watching somebody's highlights, even though it is sprinkled with highlights, documentaries tell the story a little bit better. You know, like I got a chance to really know Jordan better from this documentary just because I sat down and watched it. You know, there's a lot of players, you know, wrestlers, whatever you may watch, that you get to know that player a little bit better from the documentary. I for sure hope they do one on Brady because and I think it's got to be after his career is over, of course, because I would love to see, what was Brady thinking? Because in the way that they talked about, and Jordan talked about kind of what was going through his mind, like when his father passed, what was going through his mind when he had gambling problems, and even when they talked to like guys like Rodman, what was going through his mind when he was dating Carmen Electra and doing all this partying and all this, like what was going through his mind, and we got to learn a lot about that. I hope they do one, on Brady where he talks about what the heck was going through his mind during Deflategate, and when especially now with social media being such a huge part of everything and such a huge part of the criticism that you get. Even whenever they do LeBron's documentary, hearing how big social media was against him as opposed to maybe how the newspaper criticism or maybe the television network criticism would have been against Jordan. It's just so different. I want to hear about that's the story that you want to hear. That's why I like The Last Dance, because it felt like it gave us more than just maybe the typical documentary would. And like I said, I want to hear about when you left Cleveland and everybody was burning your jersey. How did you feel about that? And the same thing for Tom. When everybody's like, oh, he deflated the footballs and oh, they spied on other teams, but they were still winning. What was that like? So
Yeah, or at the end where they ain't giving no contract and told him go out there and look at other teams and shit like.
Exactly, and you sitting here thinking, bro, I bought y'all 6 Super Bowls. What do you mean?
I know, like, what else can somebody even do that?
Yeah, I mean, like, and like when you win 6 Super Bowls, what's that feeling like? Because no one player has ever done that. The Steelers, the Steelers' big claim to fame is that they got 6, but they got 6 over a period of 50 or so years.
Yeah,
how might have been 20? How in the what? And Tom's supposed to be the 4th-string quarterback, almost getting cut. like Tom,
I know that's crazy.
Like, and now he's the greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion, and at worst, one of the greatest. Yeah. So how do you, how did you react to those things?
Because I think you can be the greatest and not be the best. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think.
Okay.
That's why the difference between Jordan, because Jordan is the greatest and the best. It's two things. It's different. But I think you can be different. It's two different things you could be.
I could agree with that. I appreciate you having me on, man. This was fun. I hope we do some more.
Yeah. I got my man, my podcast co-host and shit. He love wrestling too, so
yeah.
Lab on that joint, get over in and he watched WWE all 24/7. You know me.
What you watch now? Cause
I try to watch that joint on what's that, TNT? Watch a couple.
Yeah, come on TNT, AEW. Yeah, AEW ain't seem too bad. Like I said, with AEW, I hate their mid card, man. Like nothing against the guys that's there, I just can't get behind them. I struggle with their mid card. I like their main event scene because I know a lot of those guys and I've seen a lot of those guys. And I know it's kind of hypocritical of what I said earlier, but still, it takes a minute to get used to some of these newer guys. And with WWE, it can be very hit or miss. Impact, I just ain't been able to really get into it like I used to. I've watched some of it. It feels the same, but it just Sami Callihan was the champion for a little bit. I watched a little bit of kind of his run as champion, but it just I don't know. It just ain't. I guess the same thing with them. I ain't impressed with their mid card as much anymore. Even their main event scene don't feel as compelling as it used to. With Lashley and them, it just felt like it was must see every week. And right now, not that I watch it every week, but when I do watch it in spurts, it just don't feel like it's all there.
Yeah, I think the last time I seen it, I think Blanchard was the champion. That kind of threw me off, man. She's good and everything, but we don't want her to be the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, I think she still is. I haven't watched much of that. I've been meaning to see how they kind of went with that. But I don't know. That's hard because on one hand, I get it. They want the whole equal thing, but I mean for Impact, it's something new, and they hoping to probably get eyes on the product by doing that.
Yeah.
But two, I don't know. Tessa ain't like China or somebody who like just like fits that mold, you know, like she ain't somebody that feels like she can cross over. And I think, you know, we talked about it before, you know, a lot of people, you know, even some of my friends now ask me about like kayfabe and stuff like that. And like, what's the point of kayfabe now? You know, but you know, even though, you know, kayfabe is not what it used to be, it still allows you to kind of suspend your belief a little bit and get into the show. You know, like we used to when we was younger. You know, I mean, sometimes we think about it, it was just more simpler times back then, where you could, you know, without social media and all that, you know, you could watch wrestling and not have to worry about being number one spoilers, but also not you know, you could watch it and fully believe what was going on every single moment, you know. And it's rare now that I watch a match and I'm like, ooh, you know, oh snap, you know, like it happens, but you know, it's rare. So I mean, I'm thinking about another video that I've been thinking about doing. Um, I wanted to see what people's top rivalry was, you know, and it could be. And I was thinking about doing top rivalries that ended at WrestleMania, but I think that would be limiting in a way. But when I talk about like, I'm talking about like transcendent stuff. Like we're talking about your top babyface versus your top heel, you know. Mm-hmm. And when that came about, you know, and I got a couple of thoughts in my mind. I don't want to give too much away right now, but I got a couple of thoughts in my mind of different things. Obviously, you got guys, you got stuff like Hogan and Andre and stuff like that, but you know, it's other ones too, kind of more current ones, you know, too that I have been thinking about. So you know, hopefully that'll be another discussion that we'll do, and we can, you know, that I'll probably have you on too, since you kind of been a wrestling fan for so long. You know, you might have one that I ain't even thinking about, because I've been trying to wrap my head around which one that would be for WCW, because the one that I think about the most is Rock and Austin, you know, because I mean, you talking about, and it might be one of the only times you had literally the top selling face and the top selling heel going against each other at the biggest show of the year.
Yeah,
like I don't think we've seen anything like it since.
Yeah,
you know, we ain't seen any, you know,
they tried it in WCW with Goldberg and Hogan.
Yeah, so you know, you know, I wonder about, you know, I wonder about other people's opinions on that, because I've been thinking about that this week. I got caught up watching something. I was watching it was something about Austin, and he was talking about him and Rock's feud, and no, it was about WrestleMania 17, I think, where they had all, and I was just thinking, I was like, dang, they had a lot of good matches on this show, but you know, they had a lot of good matches, but still, you know, you still got Rock and Austin, you know, on this show, and they weren't even the main event on that show. It was Brock and Angle, which was still a really good one too. You know, so it was just like one of those. It was one of those, and it's a combo. You know, it's got to be for me. It's got to be a combination of the fact that they are the top face and the top heel, but two, the storyline got to be good. And we know Rock versus Austin storyline was just, you know, probably one of the best. I mean, you could lean towards maybe McMahon and Austin in a way, but I just think Rock and Austin just, you know, that I don't know if there ever be anything that top that for real. But that's something I want to talk about too on one of the shows coming up.
We can do that. Just let me know and shit. We can do that anytime. We can do like I want to do like your top like Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
Yeah, okay, I do that. People hate me for that one. People hate me for that one, but I don't know. I try to go through errors in a way too. People who kind of define errors in a way,
Oh yeah.
and yeah. Because I think Casey and I had done this way back when we did a Mount Rushmore, and man, Casey was like, "What? You gonna put that on?" So yeah, I would have to actually revisit that, to be honest, and I know a couple of them, but I don't know. I would have to really think back again on who they was. But yeah, we could do that too. That put that in the list of things to do.
Yeah, we can do that. I appreciate you though, player. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
oh yeah. Of course,
We're gonna get back up in this thing real soon. You know?
I hope so. I hope so.
I'm gonna holler at you though, player.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
You know, T3P. Hey, subscribe. My man be saying like and subscribe. Hey, look, put all night in off the just trying out and playing around with these tubes. You know what I'm saying, Doc? Now I'm out though. T3P. Catch me on Spotify, dog. You know.